and I'll be selling my jacket on eBay. My next guest is going to be appearing at the Washington, D.C. Improv, October 9th through the 14th. Please welcome the very funny Jake Johanssen. Could I borrow your jacket, maybe?
No, you know, I was watching the show backstage thinking, how am I going to follow Tom Brokaw? And I thought, I'm gonna pee on Conan. And
now you're screwed, yeah. Also, you can't tell this at home, it really stinks out here right now.
It does. I can't wait for the TV that you can smell. That's going to be really nice.
It's going to make these animal segments so much more enjoyable.
When it's broken, you're not going to want to watch.
And now, how are you? How's everything going?
I am pretty good. You know, I had gone through a little bit of, you know, I'm getting older. We're all getting older, and it was kind of bumming me out until I realized, you know, I am really only 25 when you subtract the time that I've been asleep.
That's a great theory.
Yeah, it's all how you look at it.
Just remove that and everything's fine?
Exactly. That's you know, I'm coming to grips with a lot of things in my life. You know, when I was a kid, I always thought, well, someday I'm going to grow up. I had a dream that I'd be able to fly. I think
a lot of people have that dream.
Yeah, but I mean like a bird. And because when you're
not on a conventional airplane. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like a bird.
Yeah.
Because when you're a little kid, you think, you know, someday I might grow up and be a bird. It's not, I mean, a little kid.
Right. A really little kid, yeah.
Yeah, really. Okay. I've been holding on to it. I've been holding on to it for a long time. But, you know, last winter, I was here in New York City, and I saw a bird pecking at some frozen vomit on the sidewalk, and that was like a wake-up call. I am so glad I did not grow up and be a bird. I mean, I don't even know what I was thinking.
It's not so romantic now, is it?
No, they don't have it all like you think they do. Eating their little bits of dead mouse meat.
Shredded mouse was out here. It's not right. Now, how is the road going? I know we're always trying to get you here on the show, and a lot of the times we call or ask if you can be on, you're in another country.
Well, not a lot, but last year I did go to China. That was my biggest. I had never been to China. I went to Hong Kong, actually, which is, you know, it's like China. And it was to do comedy.
It is technically China.
It is technically, yeah, well, they gave it back. But that's, now I'm getting ahead of myself. But don't worry. I went over there, and it was to do comedy. They have enough English-speaking people living in Hong Kong that I didn't have to learn Chinese. I mean, because I can't. We can't. None of us can learn Chinese. You have to be a Chinese baby. Because it's a complicated language.
It is very complicated, yeah.
I don't even think they understand half of what they're saying. And that's why they're laughing all the time, to just kind of... I don't know. But I go over there, and they said, don't even worry. You don't have to speak Chinese for the show, because they speak English, but don't even worry about getting around, because it used to be British, so they all speak English in Hong Kong, but they don't. And I'll tell you, the cab drivers do not, which that surprised me the most, you know, because the cab drivers here do not speak English.
Right.
And so I had assumed there was some kind of exchange program going on. And, I mean, our guys have got to be somewhere, right?
Right. You think they're over there, huh?
I thought I'd get over there and the guy'd be like, "Where to, buddy?" And I'm like, I speak that crazy lingo. I bring news of home. But that turned out to not be true. No, it was sad. But I did have a good time. And
was the food okay there?
Well, that was the thing. I like Chinese food. I don't know if you like Chinese food.
Probably my favorite thing. I love Chinese food.
Yeah, so I thought the Chinese food in China is going to be better than the Chinese food here, because that's where they make the Chinese people. And, right?
They are a major manufacturer of the Chinese people.
And think about this. Those people are made out of Chinese food. You know, when you think about it.
Right,
when you break it all
what
down.
You eat, yeah.
Right, yeah. So I thought the Chinese food was going to be better in China, but it's not. And the reason is differences of definitions of words that we have, like, for example, beef. And our definition of beef, it turns out, is fairly narrow. In that, I mean, this is what you don't think of. When we say beef, we're talking about the meat part of the cow, not the eye. And they eat the whole cow over there. You know, God bless them. When you order beef noodle, you're lucky if the guy doesn't bring you eye noodle. And he has no idea what you're complaining about when you say, excuse me, there's an eye in here. He's like, oh yeah, #1 eye for you, you know? Right.
It's their culture.
That's their thing. You have to say, I don't want the eye.
And you have to get that specific about what part of the beef you want.
Yeah, you don't realize that you'd need to really break it down for him, like this part, that part. You know, I don't know where that. Right. I don't know where that is.
I don't have one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you spend a lot of time indoors. I don't even know what that means, but they're buying it.
They're just laughing at me.
Yeah, you've been peed on.
I've been peed on. I have lost. You lose the respect of your audience when you've been peed on.
Yeah. You know what? You only make that mistake once. So anyway, to get back to, I still am going on the Chinese thing. So we switched from full Chinese dinner to dim sum appetizers because, you know, that way if you make a mistake, it's only a small wrong thing. But still, they will combine 2 different foods over there that we would never, there is no one in the United States working on a chicken donut. And they have not perfected it over there either. And the problem is when you see a donut, when we see a donut, Americans, when we see a donut, we think it's a donut. You know, maybe there's jelly or chocolate inside.
Possibly chocolate or a sprinkle, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, not gravy. So between the gravy and the chicken, you take a bite of that thing, and it gets in you. It wants out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't care which way.
Yeah, it'll take the closest exit.
Yeah,
I don't think that was dead, because it still has an idea.
Well, I'm taking your advice. I will eat the American Chinese food.
Yeah, do.
Jake will be appearing at the Improv in Washington, D.C., October 9th through the 14th. And Life 360 premieres this Friday on PBS. Jake, that was hilarious.
Thanks for
doing it. It's always funny. Jake Johanssen. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, that's our show tonight. I want to thank all my guests. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.